Minneapolis, Minnesota versus Dallas, Texas. Why are we comparing the two? Because there's a lot more similarities to these cities than you'd think, and they're both major relocation hubs, as Minneapolis is home to 16 Fortune 500 companies and Dallas is home to 24. And you'd be surprised how similar the lifestyle and city outline is to both cities. In today's video, we're going to break down cost of living, lifestyle, safety, and general pros and cons of both cities, and I hope you enjoy it. So getting right into the thick of it, I want to start with pricing in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to start with the median home price. So in Dallas, the median home price is about $420,000, slightly higher than the average across the country. But what does that really mean if I don't give you a monthly number? Now remember, I am not a lender and I am not licensed to give out these numbers. These are just estimates. But with the 5% down payment on a $420K house with current interest rates and average property taxes in Texas, which are pretty high, by the way, because you've got no income tax, you've got a monthly payment of about $3,400 a month. In Minnesota, the average sales price for a single family home is about $375,000, so about $50K less than Dallas, making it slightly more affordable. And to give you an idea of what that would look like from a monthly perspective, with a 5% down payment, you're looking at about $2,900 a month for that same median house in the Minneapolis area, as opposed to $3,400 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. While we're on the topic of money, we're going to talk about the job market, because you can't enjoy a city if you got no money to run around and have fun with. So as I mentioned, it is a Fortune 500 hub in Dallas. They have 24 Fortune 500 companies down there. The unemployment rate in Dallas is about 4.4%. In Minnesota, we are home to 16 Fortune 500 companies rather than 24, but we do have a very, very low unemployment rate in both the Twin Cities, sitting at about 3.1%. That unemployment rate is some of the best in the United States. So now moving on to household income. In Dallas-Fort Worth, the average household income, and now again, this does take into account two-people households and single-people households, is about $93,000 on an annual basis. Now, that's slightly lower than Minnesota's, as the Twin Cities have an average household income of about $102,000. So a little bit weird that the income in Minnesota is slightly higher and the home prices in Dallas are slightly higher. That should even out somewhere, and I believe that it's in the income tax. The fact that Dallas has zero income tax and Minneapolis is about 9%. So I was able to find some really nice statistics about crime, and more specifically violent crime, because I feel like that's what people care about. And in Dallas, you have a 1 in 118 chance of being a victim of violent crime on an annual basis while living in Dallas, Texas, which is fairly safe when compared to the rest of the United States. Minneapolis residents have about 1 in 75 chance of falling victim to a violent crime on an annual basis while living within city limits, but very important to note that you only have about a 1 in 317 chance everywhere else in Minnesota. So I'll let you do with that info as you please. So before we wrap up and make our final comparisons, it seems like from a cost of living perspective and a job market perspective, Minneapolis is getting the slight nod over Dallas, Texas, but we all know that it's not just about costs. So just a quick big cons list of both cities. In Minnesota, your biggest con is going to be we have horrible, cold, snowy winters. Little statistic for you guys is about 60 days out of the year, we are below freezing temperatures, and about 14 days out of the year, we're actually below 0 degrees. And if you want a video about how to actually stay happy and stay warm during the Minnesota winters, click the link right above. As for major cons with Dallas, and it'll be up to you to decide whether you can bear these cons, it's going to be the number one complaint is traffic. Dallas is a large, sprawling city, very spread out, and I've heard that it's getting a little bit overpopulated from people that I've talked to in the area, so traffic is definitely going to be something for you to take into consideration if you're a heavy commuter. Another complaint I do hear from time to time, although I would say I would take this over the Minnesota winters any day of the week, is that there was about 55 days in 2023 where Dallas temperatures were over 100 degrees. So if hot and muggy is a little bit of your kryptonite, then Dallas, Texas probably won't work for you. So I'm inviting all comments. If you guys live in either of these areas and you think I'm missing something, please comment below your opinion on either of these cities. And if you're thinking about making Minneapolis your home, I am here to help you guys as your trusted Minnesota moving guide. All of my information is in the banner, Instagram, text message, email. Very quick to respond if you guys have questions about more specific things. And if you're thinking about moving to Dallas, feel free to reach out to me as well, as I've got some great referral partners through Compass down there. That's going to do it all for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.